The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9?
And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25.
So out come the Cardinals now for their opening drive.
They'll be led out by a 7th-year pro and a literal rocket scientist. Here's Joshua Dobbs.
And last week's loss came despite a clean game on his end, throwing the ball with 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. His job this week is simple. Do it again. Continue to avoid turnovers and hope that what sunk them last week resolves itself this time around.
Okay, break.
Dobbs looking to throw on first down. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. The numbers there for Brown from a week ago. 4 catches, 51 yards, and a touchdown.
And he was able to haul that pass in there, but he knows he's got a tough task ahead of him. This unit in the top 5 in the NFL against the pass. He's going to have to really work hard to get open.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. From the shotgun, here's Dobbs.
He'll get this complete to Rondale Moore.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 15 yards that time, and the Cardinals move the chains.
And every time you step on a field, coaches are always going to talk about how important tackling is in a ball game. In this one, especially so. You can't allow these guys to break free and get extra yards after contact, but that's exactly what happens here. That can't continue as this game goes on.
They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Now Dobbs. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
And Charles, you wonder about this defense coming in. I mean, look, it's no secret they're playing a team that's down on its luck right now. Losers of 5 straight. How does that change how you prepare for a game?
Well, to me, the first thought is you just get after them early, right? Take away any chance of them building any confidence. But the second thing is you prepare a little bit differently. You got to expect this team to take chances, go for it on 3rd and 4th downs, run a lot of trick plays, anything to try and break their losing streak. So you must stay alert and stay aware.
So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10.
Hands it off out of the gun.
And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. That play gets them 6 yards and sets them up with a 1st and goal. They've taken this opening kickoff and marched it right down the field defensively. Not much resistance.
And that's the point, because my admiration is for the guys moving the ball right now. They know what they're doing. Their plan is...
And he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. A great effort there.
His 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Cardinals are on the board first here this afternoon.
Extra point good by Prater. And that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. And the Cleveland offense ready to go to work behind the 3-time Pro Bowler Deshaun Watson in his 2nd season now as a Brown, number 7 overall.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an
And
interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
They'll start on the ground with Strong. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
To throw on second is Watson. And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's third down.
Charles, already trailing by touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12.
I know at the end of games, coaches always tell us that no one play, won or lost a game. But this seems pretty important early, doesn't it? Their ability to pick up that first down on third down, I thought that was key.
Well, you're already in the hole after the touchdown on the other side. How will you respond? We talk about that a lot, and they responded pretty well there. You go 3 and out, I think you give up a lot of momentum. You get down 2 scores, could be an entirely different game.
So they've got a nice drive going now. They're in good shape. What's interesting to me is they're also in that spot of the field where you would take a shot. Do you change that up just because you're down a touchdown?
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
So this game, Charles, you know, we talk about potential unbeaten seasons a lot. It feels like every year at some point in the season we talk about that. But this is one of those games where if you're unbeaten, you got to be careful. You can't take this one too lightly.
You're exactly right about that. And by rights, this should be a cakewalk. Almost a week off. Let the starters run up the...
And now off to the races down the right side. And he will take this all the way down to the Cardinals' 31-yard line. Big run by Kareem Hunt, given 42 yards on the ground. And I don't want to harp on it, but this defense among the bottom in the league against the run, and they show it right there.
And it doesn't matter when you get prepared for this defense, whether you're good running the ball or not, that's your plan. Run the ball against them. That's their weakness. And by the way, I think you harped on it.
I did. My bad. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Watson. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call.
Holding. Offense.
So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
And Charles, you see the numbers for Amari Cooper last week. 7 catches, 113 yards.
And I don't know about you, partner, but if anybody ranks me in the top 10 in anything, I'm really happy. And that's exactly where he is now, number 10 in the league in receiving yards.
Back to throw, Watson. And this one is incomplete.
Elijah Moore, the intended receiver.
And that'll make it 3rd down.
You look at this Arizona defense.
And they've played well against the pass, currently ranked 7th in the NFL.
Yeah, defending the pass hasn't been an issue for them. It's been stopping the run. And if they don't stop the run, they can't get back to their strength, which is guarding against the air attack.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
Hopkins' kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx it.
And a touchback as Dortch elects not to return it.
So the Cardinals offense back onto the field here for their 2nd drive of the game.
1-7 their record here at the midway point of the season. And right now this organization, more than likely, if you look at it, CD, probably in for a rough second half of the season.
Well, we've seen teams turn things around in other places. I mean, we've seen 1-7 first halves turn into 5-3 second halves. But with this squad, I think these guys aren't playing to get into the playoffs. They're playing for their jobs. So is the coaching staff. They're coaching for theirs. Front office trying to keep theirs. The heat is on from all directions. And what's interesting is a lot of these guys are playing for jobs and trying to keep their positions. It might be just in the league in some respect.
Sione Takitaki able to record his 5th sack of the season. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Cardinal football here to start quarter number 2, as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. And they'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Dobbs is throwing. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. 18 yards, a big pickup there on 3rd down.
Certainly not a positive sign if you're the D coordinator and you see your guys give up that space so early in the game. 3rd down, that's when the clamps are supposed to come out, but his ability to create things with his legs makes things difficult.
Off the play fake, here's Dobbs. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Out of the gun, Dobbs. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Brown. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. That is catch number 300 now for his NFL career. Here's Dobbs to throw. And he won't quite make it. He needed 6. He got about 5. 4th down.
If this were baseball, we'd call this small ball. Instead of pushing it downfield, they throw a short pass trying to pick up the first down, but the defense rallies to the football and stops him short, bringing up a 4th down.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. 2nd drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the number 1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today. So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're number 1 in their conference.
Moore, the man in motion. On 1st down, they'll run with Hunt. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
On 2nd down, right back to Hunt. And they get him behind the line, so that short gain on 1st down quickly negated. They give those 2 yards right back, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 10.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have the Browns 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
All right, let's just go walk through this one pretty easily, right? Blast off the line of scrimmage, get downfield to a certain point, usually around 8 to 10 yards, turn around and make sure the quarterback sees your numbers and set yourself up for the pass.
A well-executed curl route by Charles Davis. And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
From just shy of midfield, here's a 2nd and 9. Watson now to throw. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
That was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up third down.
From the gun, here's Watson. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Cardinals' 21. Well, that's one way to convert on third down, picking up 26 yards.
That's the third time on this drive that these two have connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going, and right now, it's paying off with big chunks of yardage, as shown by that last play.
They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10.
To throw is Watson. And he can't quite bring it in. Might have heard footsteps there across the middle. 2nd down.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one.
Cooper will go in motion.
Again, it's Watson. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29.
B.J. Ojulari
Brings him down, and that's a play he's going to remember. The first sack of his NFL career. Going to need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? They'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete. So 2 third down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a third, and now they deal with 4th down. Hopkins' kick is good. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
So we're back to a 1-point game now as the kickoff comes. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25.
Well, the Cardinals going to get the football one final time here in this first half.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
But now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
After watching him drop that slant, I can hear my old coach's voice ringing in my ears right now. You can't run with the ball until you catch it. Trying to get those rack yards before he secured it.
Dobbs throw complete here to his receiver Brown.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. So a very tight first half. We had to break in a 1-point game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, all right, Brandon, thank you very much. Hi again, everyone. Let's get you caught up with what's going on around the NFL as we are officially into the second half of the season. We'll begin up at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, and it's the Ravens who have the lead in that one. Lamar Jackson has a touchdown pass. From there, we head down south to Atlanta. Check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson hook it up on a touchdown pass. Lastly, let's get to Pittsburgh to check on the Steelers at home in Acrisure Stadium. And they were losers in that one as they fall to the visiting Tennessee Titans. Ryan Tannehill leading the way there as the win gets his guys back to 500 on the year. final adjustments being made in the locker room. We're just about set for the second half from Cleveland. And to bring it your way, we go back up to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this third quarter.
Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well, and they've kept them around in this game. Now, they've got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
And that's about the easiest decline call you'll ever have right there.
Well, it leads me to one of my pet peeves, and maybe peeves is too strong of a word, but if you're going to jump off sides, finish the play. Make sure the play ends. Don't jump off sides and stop, because you see the net result here. If you go ahead and finish the play, you don't give up that type of yardage.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
From the 44-yard line, here's second and a couple.
They'll bring a tight end in motion left. They run with 4, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 4. Now third down.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
Here's 3rd and 6.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson.
And that almost intercepted. Oh, they would have loved to have their first pick of the game right there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
The Browns send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away.
On the return, Dortch.
It'll be a 44-yard punt. The return goes for 8. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. So here are the Cardinals to take over. They've dropped 5 straight coming in. So right now cherishing this lead. And they've got the football as well. 1st and 10. Throwing here, Dobbs. His throw incomplete.
Well, that's where this Cleveland crowd, the dog pound in particular, make it difficult on opposing offenses. It looked like they might have had troubles communicating at the line, and it leads to the incompletion. 2nd and 10.
Back to throw, Dobbs. This is Ertz on the pitch and catch. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
They'll see about converting this 3rd and 8.
Here's Dobbs to throw. Pass taken, and it's a fumble.
But it looks like one of the DBs has it.
And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
So turnovers, Charles, you figure will be key in the second half, and that's a big giveaway there.
Yeah, and as you and I both know, coaches are always preaching ball security, and none more often than right here in the second half of a tight football game. Now you've got to believe with the...
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. And the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
On 1st and 10, Dobbs. Throw left side complete. That's more. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
This 2nd and 4.
Now Dobbs.
This will be caught downfield by Moore.
Touchdown, Cardinals. Rondale Moore. His 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to extend their lead.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
Prater for the extra point, and the lead is up to 8. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Browns offense heading back out to take possession.
Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10.
Off of play action, it's Watson. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield.
So they take a decent shot, CD, and the flag comes out for pass interference.
Yeah, a little DPI, as they like to call it in the business, right? And the farther you get downfield, the more frenetic things get, and the more calm and control you have to remain as a defender. That was a little bit of a slip there, and the penalty will go against him.
Hunt will try going up the middle, and he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Well, in every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
Watson off play action. Wide open, Amari Cooper. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a 1st?
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Handoff up the middle. Hunt. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14.
Holding offense.
Jedrick Wills, former 1st-round pick, guilty there.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. In motion goes the tight end. Now a throw here going to be taken in by the tight end, Njoku. Call it a gain of 3 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his 2nd catch.
Yeah, and people have to come up with schemes to limit him, and what a lot of teams do, they'll double him, you know, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe their 3rd corner if he's a bigger guy, and put him on him man-to-man to try and limit his touches. Just keep mixing it up, give him different angles, different looks, like a good boxer does.
And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done, down to the 15 from the 21.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Well, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
And I think he was a little surprised to see the ball sitting out there like that. That's a ball he had a chance to come away with, but it winds up an incomplete pass.
Hopkins' kick is good, and that'll get the lead down to 5.
So the response to that touchdown on the other side to begin the third quarter. Look, just 3 points, but still a response nonetheless.
You're exactly right about that, because I think you needed to answer back with something, even though it's not 6. Just enough to send a message that says, hey, we're not going away.
And a touchback as Dortch elects not to return it. Leading this Cardinals offense back onto the field, there's Rondale Moore.
Pretty good game for him so far. I guess he's still got time here to make this a great game, but so far, he's been solid.
I like where you're going with that, because it has been pretty good, but there's always that hint that things can really escalate for him. And right now, they feel like they're somewhat keeping him in check, but he has found the end zone once. But, boy, he can explode at any moment.
Yeah, when you hit that end zone once, you want to find it again, don't you?
Yes, you do.
Makes you hungrier.
You get greedy in a good way.
Get it.
On play action, it's Dobbs. And he's going to lose yardage here, as they will switch ends as time is run out on this third quarter of play. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And this offense on third down today, they've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Dobbs. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Sione Takitaki drops him again for the 2nd straight play, and it brings up 4th down.
Seems to me that our friend, old momentum, I think he's definitely changed teams in this game.
It's only going to grow after that sack, and now, heck, they can get the ball back here and possibly even get the lead. Here comes the Cardinals punter now, as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And taken right at the 35. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Browns have a short field in front of them now as they take over 1st and 10.
Ready to take over again on offense. Out comes Cleveland. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. They'll run with Hunt.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Second down at 6 now from the 42.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hunt. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Here's Watson. He's got a man complete. It's Amari Cooper.
And he is going to have the Browns first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Now, that's a catch of some significance. It's number 631 of his career, and why that's significant, it ties him with Hall of Famer Raymond Berry.
He was one of the most precise route runners at any position during his time in his career. So I think that we're seeing something very similar here. He may not have known Raymond Berry, but he goes about his business the same way. Understands how defenses are going to play, understands where the leverage is, and goes away from it to the tune of 631 catches.
And he snapped immediately there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Here's Watson. And that one incomplete, but now a penalty flag coming in late. That might be PI.
Defense.
So pass interference the call, and that does not look to be going over too well on the defensive side.
Or on their sideline, because I believe their head coach is saying right now, hey, you've got to call that both ways.
To the left side and complete for Amari Cooper. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. So the completion good for 7 there. And that will bring up second down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target, and he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
They get Jack Conklin there, the right tackle.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Back to throw, Watson. Man open, it's Goodwin. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9. Now Watson. And that is incomplete. They have not gotten him going at all. Tried to spark something there with a longer throw, unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football.
One score down, here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They will indeed snap it to Watson. And it's going to be batted down. It will go the other way with the football. The Browns unable to move the chains on 4th down. And the Cardinal defense is going to get the football back. So the failure to convert no doubt really hurts, but this one's not over. A good chunk of time on the clock and the timeouts.
Yeah, not only do they have the timeouts, as you just noted, they're going to get an extra one with the 2-minute warning. And that's going to help in a big way. So in a sense, they have 4 timeouts in their pocket. The big thing, stopping them on defense now. They can't let them get a first down and make them use their timeouts and get a fresh set of downs. They've got to stop them right here. And if so, they've still got an opportunity.
Ball on the 27. Here's a 2nd and 4.
Here's Dobbs to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, but not that time. Out of the gun, Dobbs. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking the lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Cardinals, they've got the football here as we get you reset. They're looking at a 4th down now as they try to hold on to this lead for dear life. And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. That's taken on the 25. A nice return that time, gets 12 yards back. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10.
So now it's Watson and the Browns.
Down 14-9, a minute 50 to play. Their long win streak in great peril as they come up 1st and 10.
Gets this to Moore. He's across midfield, and he's going to get out of bounds with the first down. So that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the first and save a timeout.
That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
Here's a handoff to Hunt running left. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
Watson.
And that is taken in by Njoku. And he goes down, but not before getting us inside the 25. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Just the one timeout remaining as they try to navigate this 2-minute drill. 1st and 10.
A carry here for Hunt. And he's going to take this down to about the 17.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, we should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
On second down, right back to Hunt.
And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1.
Holding. Offense.
Yeah, that's on the guard, Wyatt Teller. Here comes second down. To throw, Watson.
This is caught. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the fourth. Wow.
Charles, what a big drive late in the 4th quarter to take this lead.
And normally you're really excited if your offense has the ball late in the game. But I think this crew is really excited to have their defense go back out there because they haven't surrendered a point in the 4th quarter yet. They've helped make this comeback possible with their defensive play. Now they get a chance to finish this game off.
So now an extra point doesn't help much. They'll try to go for 2 to make the difference a field goal, and they can lead it by 3. Now Watson. And no, incomplete. They can't convert. So they tried to bump the lead up to a field goal. Instead, it stays at 1 here in the 4th. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee and they'll put it out to the 25. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Dobbs. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Picked up by Jeremiah chances here with the clock winding down, needing a touchdown to win it, and that one might have just sealed their fate.
Yeah, and that's the nature of the 2-minute drill. The offense trying to go downfield and make their plays. But defenses, they're sitting back watching everything that they do, but not too far back. They want to be in position to make a play on the ball, and that they did.
With the football going back over now to the Cleveland Browns. And still 2 timeouts defensively, but even if they choose to use those, 3 kneel downs should be enough to get out of here with a victory.
And that's exactly what's being stated into the head coach's headset. Oftentimes they have a guy upstairs who monitors this at the end of the game. A little clock management 101.
And they take a knee. The Cardinals forced to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. And they will take a knee here.
And how about this finish? Able to take a knee, run out the clock, and close this game out by 1 point. You talk about how many coaches we talked to? They all said the same. All I want to do is win by 1 point. That got tested in this one.
Yep, and that cliche rings true. A single penny separates this one. So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the 4th quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for Cleveland, they continue to cruise as they move to 8-0 now on the campaign. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Baltimore Ravens. Meanwhile, for Arizona, the difficult season continues as they drop to 1-8. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.